What's up, guys? I got everything laid out here today. You see them particles? I mean, it's pretty crappy for a liquid product. And then you can see in here, I want you to look at this stuff. That looks like rust or mud. This came out of a brand new jug it came out of this jug, 1801 Green Punch. I've been spraying yards today, and all day. One, I actually had to just quit spraying and pour out what I had in my sprayer and get another mix. I'll show you what this looks like right here. See, it's shooting, one of them's shooting all the way up there to the road. That's not what you want. It's supposed to be a shower head. So what has happened is that crap that's on the tailgate here has clogged up this tip. So instead of everything coming out the right holes, it's coming out the holes that's not clogged up. And I just cleaned this off 2 yards ago. So I've sprayed about, let's see, I sprayed 16 gallons through it, and it's sucked up so much that it's already clogging up. So it's getting pretty aggravating. I don't know if I'm straining everything that's coming out, but I hadn't been doing that. And then I noticed a lot of debris today, so I'm going to start straining and maybe double straining this when I'm mixing stuff, because I have some products here, and I shook them up as good as I could shake them, and I'm still getting some debris. And I guess that's why maybe they have the strainer, but it's just the strainer doesn't catch it all. So what I'll do is I'll end up taking this off and taking that nozzle off and tapping it on the trailer here probably, and then probably have to wipe it with a rag. That way it'll free up all them holes. But yeah, I don't know what's up with it. I had a Green Punch, and I was putting out, I think I had an aerate that I was putting out, and I mean, it was just like that right there. I mean, it just looked like mud, and that's after me pouring water in it, shaking it up, keeping it shook, you know, mixing it with the end. But for whatever reason, it just didn't want to work like it normally does. It just kept clogging up. So I sprayed 7 or 8 yards today, and I've had to unclog this thing up 3 times. And one time I had to take everything out of this. I had about 3 gallons in it because it's like it was so clogged up with junk. I took it out, took all the stuff out, poured water in it, shook it up, poured that out just like if I was cleaning it, and then I ran water through it, and it was fine. But it's like as soon as I started spraying again, all that junk started coming back out the tip. So I'll take this off and show you what it looks like. You'll be able to see pretty obvious which ones are filled up. But when I do this, I normally put a glove on, but I just put my wrench on that big part there, and then just twist that off with my hand and put it back on the same way. But let me take this off and see what we got going. So I'm going to see if I can get this. Tell you what, the sun will probably be my best friend with this. But you should be able to see through all them holes. There's tons of holes in there, and the only one I can see anything out of is 2 on top. See, it looks fine this way. You can see a little bit through it. Let me see if that'll help out. Yeah, look at all the black that's went through here. And you got 2 or 3 on top here to the right, 2 or 3 on the bottom. But I mean, almost every bit of that is clogged up, and it's all junk. So what I'll do is I'll take it off. Tap it out. And I mean, you can see that freed up a lot. But it's just all the crap that's the pump is sucking through, and it's just not filtering it good enough. I mean, you can see that's a huge difference there. Wipe it out and as you can see down in there, all that junk, it comes through that pump. Even though I strained it, it comes through that pump and it's just making a mess. So I'm gonna wipe that out, put it back together and finish up. So I'm just letting you guys know, if you're out spraying, just keep it mixed up as best you can and just keep an eye on it. And I did that and it still didn't help me out. I'm still having to unclog a nozzle. So been a little aggravating today, but I mean, at least I know what to do. It just sucks to have to do that because I'm straining it, and the sprayer has a pump on it that should have somewhat of a filter on it. So anyway, I'm gonna have to get all that crap ran out of there so I can just mix it up and go, because I mix everything up, 4 gallons, I mix it all up, take that drill and I run it probably for about 30 seconds to mix everything in there, and it's a liquid coming out anyway. But sometimes when you get to the bottom of these jugs, it's just crumbs. And I mean, that right there is a prime example. I mean, the yellow is just some prodiamine, but this stuff here is what came out of my green punch. And that just looks like, it looks like mud. It's crazy. So I'm not saying I'm not going to use their products anymore because they've done good. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'll contact them and ask them if there's something I could be doing different, or if it's just a filter issue. Maybe it needs to be filtered twice. I shake those up really good before I use them, pour them, strain them, and they got the pump, and it's still clogging up. So I really don't know what else to do. But anyway, that's my time for the day, and let me get these yards finished. See ya. And compared to the stream that was coming out, you just have a little shower. That's what it's supposed to look like. If it don't look like that, you got a clog somewhere. So if it's shooting out and it has a lot of pressure behind it and it's shooting sporadic everywhere, check the tip and see if it's clogged. Sure, you can see now what I've done. So you can still see a few specks here and there. And I'd say there's probably more up in that area. But I have a few. It's actually pretty clean for me to just finished up. So now I'm going to pour water in, shake it around, and then spray the gun and rinse that out. All right, I poured the water in, shook it around real good. Make sure it gets all up to the top here, and poured it out. Now I'm going to pour some water in and rinse the pump. See, the problem I'm having is you can see in there you can see some of the stuff floating around. It's a hazy water. What I do with these jugs is when I empty them, I'll put some water in them, and I'll make sure and get all that, what Pete calls goodness, get all that. But trying to focus on that. Let's see if I can zoom in. Well, I suppose we have the best camera you can get, and I can't even zoom in on a bottle. Anyway, you look in there, and there's all kinds of crap floating in it. Let's pour it out here on the tailgate. Again, you got that chunky stuff, and I don't know what that is, but that's clogging up my sprayer. So what I'm going to do is, I got the water in there. It's still a little murky, just for the fact that it's a little murky just because it was a used jug, and just spray it until it turns clear. So you can tell one of the tips is clogged because that one on the left is shooting kind of weird. So I would say, yeah, all those on the outside have clogged back up again already. And that's just from me spraying once. You see that pattern to the right and to the left. You don't want that. So have to do some troubleshooting on it before the next time we end up spraying, just so we don't run into that issue again. It doesn't take a long time to spray yards, but when you get a tip that gets clogged up after every yard you spray, it gets pretty aggravating. So anyway, that's the time for the day. Just keep an eye on yours if you got it. See ya.